Okay, so today Cade gets to be behind the camera, and we're going to make some cheesecake bars by his request. And they're going to be apple flavored. So we're going to start off with the crust, and I put graham crackers and Nilla wafers in the food processor and made them into coarse crumbs, and I'm going to add a little bit of melted butter. And we're going to stir that together. And then we're going to pour it into this. And we're going to do a quick little bake on it while we mix up the filling. Alright, you think that looks good, Cade?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Alright, we're going to put this in the oven and bake it for about 7 minutes while we mix up the filling. Now for the filling, we're going to use a package of cream cheese that we left come to room temperature. I can't get it open. It takes a long time to open it. That's why they have on all those cooking shows, they have everything set out beforehand. I get it. It takes a long time to open all this stuff. Okay, so there's our cream cheese. And to that, we're going to add a ½ cup of sugar. I'm kind of making a trash can over there. And some vanilla. So here's the sugar. We're going to add that in. And then a splash of vanilla. And we're going to let this just get beat all together and become nice and smooth. This is different. I'm not used to having the mixer facing this way. I moved it over here because this is our counter with more room. But now it seems weird to put it in here. So, can you see it mixing, bud?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll let it all come together. I think I'm going to have to scrape the sides, though. I'm going to grab another spatula quick. Tilt this up. Give it all a stir. Okay, well, mix it up again. That looks pretty good and creamy. Shall I show you what it looks like? I'll take care of the dishes a little later. So, we got it all creamy in there. So now we'll just set that aside and wait until the crust comes out. But while we're working on that, we're going to make the apple topping for this. So I have this handy little peeler core slicer that I use. And it just vacuums onto our counter. I'm getting a close-up. And we're going to do about 3 Granny Smith apples. Now this is the same kind of apple filling I use like in the apple muffins and the apple donuts that I make. So we're going to try it on top of the cheesecake bars. So there's one. There comes the second one. Now, Cade, do you want the apples to sit on top, or do you want me to try to mix them into the the cream cheese, the cheesecake filling mixture?
Into the cheesecake.
Into the cheesecake? Okay. I should have asked that before we started making up this recipe. I have no idea. We're making it up as we go. So, okay, well, do you want me to cook them and give them the quick cook like I do when I'm making the muffins, or just chop them up and put them inside?
Cook.
Cook them? Okay. All right. So I just give them a fine little dice here. And I'm going to start the butter in the saucepan here. And get that melting, and then we're going to add some brown sugar to that also. And then once I get all the apples chopped, then we'll add the apples in there and cook them a little bit while we're letting the crust cool just a bit. And we'll mix them in, and we'll bake it, and we'll see how they turn out. So, there's some brown sugar. That's about a half a cup. Maybe not quite. Probably more like a third a cup, but I'm not very good at always using very accurate measurements. If these turn out, I'll try to write up a recipe for it. Sound good? Okay. So, Cade, do you like being on the other side of the camera?
I don't know.
Well, usually in all these videos, you're kind of the main attraction. Okay. Turn that up a little bit. Butter's starting to melt. You getting a better angle so you can see the butter? Okay. I should have told you you can't get the bottom half of me. Oh, pie crust is par baked. So we're going to turn that off. So I don't have a very big kitchen. You don't need a very big kitchen to experiment if you like to cook. And so Cade and I, he likes to help cook, but his favorite part of helping cook is just picking out what Mom should make.
Yep.
So we try to do lots of cooking in this tiny little kitchen. So, but we enjoy it. And usually the food tastes good. We've had some flops. Who knows what this one will be like? We'll find out. Okay. So, butter is melting. I'm combining with the brown sugar to make a nice gooey sauce with the apples. I'm going to add them in, and I'll let them cook for probably 3 or 4 minutes. Give me a second, I can get out of the way.
Okay.
And then you can look in on here. I just got to carefully dump these. Okay.
the brown sugar, butter, and apples in there.
Yeah. Makes them nice and good. Alright, so we're going to let those cook for a few minutes until they just start to soften a little bit.
We cook a lot more in the quarantine.
We cooked a lot before the quarantine, but I would say we have more time now, so I'm willing to spend time making up recipes with you now. Didn't always have time necessarily for that before because we'd have to get to different activities and whatnot. So I still cook supper as much as I used to, but now I'm doing some extra baking and trying out recipes. If this, well, I don't know. This probably wouldn't be a good farmer's market recipe because of the cream cheese. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
You don't know? Maybe not because of the cream cheese. Maybe we can make it into a cupcake or...
Muffin.
Well, we did make it into a muffin already.
Oh.
Remember I made the caramel apple muffins before?
Yeah.
Yours just didn't have the caramel drizzle? So... Okay, so those are starting to cook. And I'm going to put my bowl back up here because we're going to need to add in the caramel or the apple mixture. Well, that's the pan for later. We might video, we're going to get, so our church does a big Easter breakfast every year. And they always serve these egg casseroles with our breakfast after sunrise service. And because of quarantining and COVID-19 and everything, we can't participate in that this year. So I decided, though, we're going to go ahead and have some tradition a little bit still. And so we're going to make a egg casserole for breakfast tomorrow morning and have it for Easter. And so we might do a little video a little bit later about us mixing that up. So, are you zooming in on my face or something? You got a weird smile on you.
No.
No? Okay. So the apples are starting to bubble up and soften a bit. I don't know. Hopefully this tastes apple-y enough. The first attempt we had at apple muffins didn't taste apple-y enough, did it? So, this should be better. Alright, I would say probably another minute or two on this. Are you excited to try these out and eat them?
Yeah.
Alright. You think they'll go fine with our chicken quesadillas for supper?
Yeah.
Yeah? So, we'll have to get started on those before long, too. At least get the chicken roasted. So. Okay. How do you think they're looking?
Good.
You don't even know what you're videoing. You could just be videoing the floor.
No.
I hope not.
Yeah, you can see it.
You can see the apples? What is that noise for? Stretch too far?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So. Whoa. Don't drop my phone.
I know.
Or you'll be back on the other side of the camera again. Okay, that's pretty close. I'm going to let it go just a little bit longer because the sauce is pretty runny at the moment because all that juice is coming out of the apples. So, and I'm going to add a pinch of salt to the apples as they're cooking. It brings out the sweetness in them. think our next recipe should be, Cade? What happens when I move because you're no longer holding on to the video? You don't know? Okay. Just about done. I'm going to shut the heat off on this, and I'll put the paddle attachment back on my mixer. And then we'll get ready to slowly add in the apples. I couldn't even do one of these ahead of time though, because I took my last thing of cream cheese to make these. So I can't be like the fancy chefs and have one already done and ready. So the finished product will come in a picture, like in the comments or something. I gotta figure that out or add it on. I don't know. I'm still learning all this video.
Picture on the
YouTubing
front
stuff.
of the video.
You might have to help me do that. I don't know how to do it.
Okay.
Okay. You know how to do all that kind of creation stuff?
Probably.
Okay. That'll be good. Okay. So, we got the hot apples. And I'm going to just turn...
That smells good.
It does smell good in here. I'm going to drizzle the sauce on top. How's that? That we cook the apples in?
Yeah.
Then I'm going to strain off the apples a little bit and add them into here. Might have to just go on top later on. What do you think? Add half of them in? Or keep adding? Huh? More apples in the filling or no? No? We'll put those on top after the cheesecake's all baked. These will be the topping?
I guess.
You guess? It doesn't have to be on your piece, I guess.
I don't know what you're talking about, so I'll just let you talk to the camera.
Okay, well let me see if I have this all combined and incorporated. Looks like it looks pretty good to me. So.
And we got to put it on the top of that.
Yeah, on top of our crust. So, I'm going to scrape this off a little bit. I'll bring the crust over.
Okay.
So. And then I think for the sauce on top, I might thicken this sauce up a little bit. Oh, you want to lick that?
Yeah.
Test it out. Does it taste pretty good? Okay. So now we're going to pour this out on top of the crust. They're going to hear you licking that. Ooh, it smells really good in here. Okay. Well, I think I should have added a little bit more butter to our crust. It's floating all over the place a little bit. So. Okay, so I think that's ready to go in.
Mom, the bowl's in the way.
Oh, sorry. I'll move the bowl here in just a second. Okay, so I think that's ready to go in and bake. And we're going to bake it at 350 for probably 10 to or 12 to 15 minutes. We're going to start at 12 and see how that looks. And while we're baking it, I'm going to work on cleaning up my kitchen. So I'm going to set my timer for 12 minutes. And then we're going to be done with this part of the video. And I'm going to clean up my kitchen because in a small kitchen you have to do that. And then we'll we'll take a picture of the product when it comes out and we put the apple topping on.
And I'm going to go show you guys our cats.
Oh, on this video they get to see our cats too?
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to let them look out the window.
All right.
This yellow one right down here's name's D-Walt. Like Tools D-Walt. And we got Potato, that fluffy one. They're just kind of chilling because it's pretty warm outside. Oh, there's one. That's Leroy. And that's it for the cats. So the picture will be dropping in the comments or on the start of the video. And see you next time on Journey Farms.